Hey guys, today we're going to be making Thursday bread, or in Arabic what they call it is Kaak Al Kamis. So what you can see now, I've just got the ingredients laid out. What I'm mixing at the moment is half a cup of warm milk with a sachet or seven grams of dried yeast in there. And just to give it that punch, I've put a pinch of sugar, and I'm just going to let that rest for about 10 minutes just for it to activate. You'll see that it's going to start frothing up. Usually it's a good idea as well to cover it with cling wrap, so I'm going to do that in a second. But before that, I'm just going to show you some ingredients that I've laid out here. So we're making Kaak Al Khamis. Now there's a couple of different ingredients. The first one that you probably noticed is the butter. This is a ghee butter. You can get it from some Arab stores. It's just under 1 cup there. You can see here I've got baking powder. That's going to be added into the mix just to give the kaak just to let it rise. In this plate here you've got 1 cup of sugar, and here you've got the aniseed and the fennel. So that's the yansun and the shumar. I've just got 1 tablespoon there. Along with that, you've got the black seed. That's a generous teaspoon. And the ones that you can see next to it, which are the sesame seeds and the turmeric, they're optional, but you can put them in if you like. Okay, so you've got the sugar as well. That's just 1 cup. After about 10 to 15 minutes, you're going to see the yeast start to froth up and expand in size. So I just usually give it a bit of a mix, and then it should be ready to put in with all the ingredients. And what you're looking for is you want the bread to become unified. So you're going to see it becoming one and becoming unified, but in between you'd also put in the butter as well. I usually put in the butter gradually, just using a teaspoon. It's important as well to make sure it's room temperature, or you can put it in the microwave just for a little bit, just to help it melt and mix with the flour. Alright, so this is the dough at this stage. That's kind of like how I like it. I like to be more to the moist side. You can see it's sticky, but it's not sticking completely to your hand. It's just, you can just feel it. So I've put a bit of extra water. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let it rest in here. I'm going to cover it with cling wrap, put a towel over it, let it rest for about 2 hours. 1 to 2 hours. I like to rest it a little bit more. It should double in size, and then we can start making the shapes. Here's the dough after some time. You can see that it's expanded in size. So what I'm doing in the meantime, just preheating the oven to about 200 degrees Celsius. As well, this wooden spoon thing is actually a shaper for the bread, so that's very important. And I've got the trays here ready. I've put in some baking paper on them. I'm going to use about 2 trays just to prevent the bread from sticking. You should be able to make about a dozen of the Thursday bread kaak using the quantities that I've provided. So what I usually do is I just roll them up into balls just to keep the size consistent throughout. I've got my bread shaper there to the left, the wooden one, and I've put some oil just in the middle just to prevent the dough from sticking. Okay, so I'm just showing the method now. I put some olive oil on my hands. I roll up the balls a little bit more. Now with the other side of the pattern maker, I just press down gently just so it can become like a patty shape, and then I can put it on top. So I put it on top and I press it down even more just so the template is transferred to the dough. and then I take it off, as you can see here. You can lightly tap the shaper on the chopping board just to encourage the dough to come off. I usually just take it off by hand, and here you can see I'm putting it on the tray there. Here's a closer look of the Thursday bread. You can see that the butter really shows in there. We've got another 2 more to go, and then we should be putting it in the oven. I'd say the most important part of this recipe is the baking stage. So that's why it's crucial to double check on them regularly. I'd say every 3 to 4 minutes while they're in the oven. Take them out, inspect to see how they're cooking, rotate the trays when you put them back in, change the levels, look at the sides, because the sides and the edges, they get cooked really quickly. And remember that they're not biscuits, they're actually kaak or bread, so they do have to be soft in the middle and all round. At this stage, give them about 15 minutes to cool down in a tray. Then, using a tea towel, wrap them up, put them in a container, just so they stay soft and fresh. Here are some final shots. I really hope that you enjoyed this recipe, and if you did, please like and subscribe. See you later.